Three developments have put the Chiefs' locker room on high alert, and they all happened in the last few hours. A seemingly small trade turned into a source of frustration for fans. One key player was moved, but the real concern is who might be next. And just when everyone expected the usual press talk, Patrick Mahomes went the other way and said something no one saw coming. If you're a true Chiefs fan and want to stay on top of everything, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Let's get into it. Brian Robinson just landed in San Francisco, and Chiefs Kingdom is sitting here like, wait, that's all it took to get him? A sixth rounder in 2026? That's lunch money for a Super Bowl contender. And yet, while the Niners beefed up behind the oft-banged-up Christian McCaffrey, the Chiefs stayed pat, despite their backfield looking more like a red flag factory than a running back room. Let's be real. Kansas City's running back situation isn't just sketchy, it's downright bleak. Depending on your level of optimism or delusion, this is either a mild inconvenience or a full-blown fire drill. And yeah, folks inside the building are leaning hard toward panic mode. It is no secret that the depth chart behind Isaiah Pacheco doesn't exactly scream Super Bowl ready. Brian Robinson was sitting there, available, a legit bruiser who could taken some pressure off Pacheco, and all it would have cost was a day 3 draft pick 2 years from now. Yet instead of making the call, Brett Veach let the Niners grab him, like they were the only ones paying attention. Now, to be fair, Robinson isn't some savior in cleats. He's solid, not spectacular. But he was the trade chip of the week, and more names will hit the wire soon. Still, that's not the point. This isn't about Robinson. This is about Veach needing to wake up and do something. Because right now, the Chiefs' backfield is held together with duct tape and wishful thinking. Let's talk Pacheco. We love the guy. 7th round steal, hard-nosed runner, great story. But come on, he's banged up, never been a game changer, and he's a free agent in 2026. Behind him? Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the ghost of first-round mistakes past. Elijah Mitchell hasn't done anything relevant since 2021. Kareem Hunt looked like he was running in quicksand last year, and Brashard Smith? He just learned how to be a running back like 5 minutes ago. This all screams one thing. The Chiefs are scared. Scared to commit. Scared to invest. It's like Veach got burned by CEH and now refuses to date again, swearing off running backs like a bad breakup. But ignoring the problem doesn't make it disappear. Look, Kansas City will probably be fine. Mahomes covers up a lot of sins, and Andy Reid can scheme around a broken run game. But that's no excuse to just coast and hope for the best. The backfield needs help. Not next year, not when the right guy pops up. Now. And what looked like a simple roster move may actually be exposing a much deeper issue on defense. Kansas City just shipped off Skyy Moore to get ahead of the roster cut chaos, grabbing some future draft capital before the waiver wire floodgates open. Smart move. But now comes the real dilemma. What to do with cornerback Joshua Williams, a guy who, under normal circumstances, might be trade bait. But these ain't normal circumstances. On paper, Williams looks like the next logical piece for Veach to flip. He's young, has real NFL experience, and can ball on special teams. That's a solid package for a corner-hungry team. But here's the problem. Kansas City's secondary is so banged up, Williams might go from nice to have to we can't let him go. Let's start with the walking wounded. Christian Fulton was brought in to lock down one side of the field, but he's barely touched the turf since arriving. Missed all of training camp, missed both preseason games, and he's got an injury history that's longer than a CVS receipt. Pretending like he'll magically be 100% and stay that way? That's wishful thinking. Then there's rookie Noel Williams, who looks like the ideal Spags guy. Tall, physical, aggressive, but he's been in concussion protocol. That's two of the top options on the outside, either sidelined or unproven. Not ideal 2 weeks out from the regular season. And it doesn't stop there. Jalen Watson missed time with his own concussion and had ankle issues last season. Eric Scott on IR. Darius Rush cut loose with an injury settlement. Suddenly, a deep-looking cornerback room is looking real fragile. Which brings us back to Joshua Williams. He came in as a project from Fayetteville State, but he's developed into a reliable contributor on both defense and special teams. He's got 50 games under his belt, 12 starts, and 2 shiny Super Bowl rings. He's got length, he's got experience, and he is only 25. In short, he is exactly the kind of player you want to keep around if the rest of the room is wrapped in bubble wrap. If Friday night's preseason finale against the Bears ends with everyone walking off the field in one piece, and if Fulton miraculously looks like he is ready for Week 1, then maybe Veach makes another move and ships Williams to a corner-needy squad. But as it stands, it's a gamble. This isn't just about extracting value from assets anymore. It's about survival at one of the league's most brutal positions. And right now, the Chiefs might need Williams more than they need whatever mid-round pick they could get back for him. But the tension really hit when Mahomes dropped an unexpected statement. And fans need to hear this one closely. Patrick Mahomes isn't totally sugarcoating a thing when it comes to the Chiefs' Super Bowl LIX flop. That 40-22 beatdown at the hands of the Eagles? Yeah, it still stings. And Mahomes admitted as much, saying straight up, it still sucks. Even months after the confetti fell for the wrong team, Mahomes is clearly carrying that loss with him. He threw for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns in the game, which on paper looks solid. But those 2 picks, especially the one that flipped the momentum Philly's way, are eating at him. You could feel the frustration in how he broke it down. No excuses, no dodging the blame. Just raw honesty from a guy who knows the weight of wearing the crown. Kansas City rolled into that Super Bowl hunting for a three-peat, and the expectations were sky-high. Mahomes admitted that the pressure hit different. Being the face of a potential dynasty, trying to keep the magic alive, all while the Eagles were throwing haymakers, it was a heavy load, and he felt every ounce of it. But here's the thing. Mahomes isn't just pouting about the loss. He's turning that heartbreak into fuel. He's using it as motivation heading into this season, aiming to level up and lead even harder when the pressure cooker heats up again. That's the part that gets Chiefs Kingdom fired up. Not just the talent, but the mindset. He didn't have to say any of this. He could have played the on to the next card. But he didn't. He owned the loss, owned his role in it, and made it clear that he's not satisfied just being great. He wants to be legendary. And that kind of attitude is exactly why the Chiefs still have every reason to believe the road to the next Super Bowl runs through Arrowhead. With Mahomes still stewing over that loss and locked in on redemption, the rest of the league should be on high alert. A motivated 15? That's dangerous. Some moves make sense, others raise eyebrows. And when the team's leader speaks with that tone, it's time to pay attention. Subscribe to the channel to stay locked in on everything coming next.